have your phone.
Alright. We finally get you there. Alright, we get you there now. Nice.
Your phone.
We live on TikTok. On Right, everybody see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Marlo, just go on host tools to the bottom and you're supposed to see an option to mute everyone, but they could unmute themselves if you need them to talk now. Okay. So you wouldn't get the little background noise.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Host tools, mute everybody. They're not supposed to be there. Alright, cool. So if anybody have any question, it's I raise something here. There, and if you can unmute yourself now. Eh? I assume everybody hearing. Nice, there you go. Alright, so I'm gonna clear up the chat here. Alright, morning people on TikTok. What we're doing is we're doing a live class here for Alpha Core. So we have live classes every day, Monday to Friday, is it? Yeah. Monday to Friday, day and night, right? Now let's make sure everything's set up properly. So when we start with other stuff again, right? So, I apologize for the little technical difficulties here this morning.
It's so big and beautiful. I went to a bunch of because right now, down on streets, I was city.
Right, so what we're going to do here this morning is essentially show you guys, right, a simple trading strategy in addition to how to read the chart, right? So most of you in trading, whether you're in the private group or you're on TikTok here, you see trading, see people doing this thing, and you know they seem to be making predictions and making money from doing this thing and whatever, right? Oh god.
Yeah.
Man still talking, everybody.
When you mistake, you say something about next pay. Done here? Yeah, done here. You want to be taking two flat. Right? And it pull up on the next one, so.
They are manufacturing with vehicles and the event again too fast. You only get one step.
Because in the science fair, I had it for months. I had it for months. And you don't really check on it. You might check on the own school.
Marlo, you're supposed to see it from your side, but when you click host tools,
yeah, but I ain't even seen that host tools again, bro. I seen more, clicking more, record, transit captions, docs, whiteboard, apps, meeting info. And I now see them and not seen it again.
That's fine. Oh, you can even mute them one by one. Right now it's just Edison Batiste, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Try to unmute them there. Real mad scene.
I think he mute there.
Try mute everybody,
Yeah, I'll show them out now. You could unmute yourself, bro. Once you could talk, bro, that is all important. And you can mute them.
Nah, because you use host.
Hey.
No, but we good here,
Right,
everybody.
good,
Sorry
good.
for the little delay.
Yeah. Right.
Getting some little issues, but the numbers still growing. So now the links to your friends and family is free classes. Still, we decide to do it a little longer just to show the value that we bring in. So send out the link. Let me see if we get a little goal sell today.
All right, I'm gonna send this in some more groups there. All right, send it here. Right, everybody deserves to know what we're doing here. You wouldn't agree,
Everybody. Yeah, everybody deserves to know. Everybody. Most important, before you go into the analysis, I just want you all to understand that not every day you will win. And even on a losing day, once you manage your risk, because everybody does portray trading as a get rich quick, it's not that. It's make money easy, yeah, but it's not get rich quick. All you have to have the right mindset. Right? Look, I now take a loss there and I am unbothered. Right? That is the same mindset that you have to have, not the revenge trade mindset. I will talk about all of this with you guys on the class. I just decide to bring it up before we go into the analysis. Trading have a lot more to do with you managing your own emotions than you being actually good on the charts. Because whether people are say it hard or no, but serious thing, big man thing, the chart can only go two ways. Up or down. They're not roulette. They don't have 1 to 36 numbers and 2 zeros. It's buy or sell.
Correct.
If you know nothing, it's still buy or sell. So it's still 50-50. But with this strategy, you get edge. And that's how you could stay profitable managing your risk. So, Marlo, take over.
All right, you see the screen, right?
No screen yet.
No screen. All right. I'm getting back here now. Oh my god. All right, this gonna be the last of it. This gonna be the last of it. This gonna be the last of it. Screen now.
Screen crack.
Wonderful. Right, so we are 41 on TikTok, morning TikTok, and morning everybody in Alpha Core, morning everybody who come from in the Appcast group, right? I'm on TikTok saying the free gold right now. You don't have the free gold, bro, right? Gold doing exactly what it does do, right? Moving exactly how it does move. So it's just the market structure and understanding how it does move and like what it does do, and be able to take trades based on it, right? So I will show you how to trade gold, bro, right? Because I actually know I didn't get the proper entry to send for it, but I actually get the sell on that gold trade just now, right? And I'll explain to you what I saw, how I see it, and we could analyze it, right? So what we're looking at here, so before we even continue, right? I want you to understand that trading is while it has strategies and certain things that you would learn and special little stuff, it is generally common sense, right? It does repeat itself, right? It does show you what you're doing, and it does do the same thing over and over. So all you have to do is understand that, as Terry was now saying, the few things it could do, and be able to make not really prediction, but determinations or anticipation based on the few things that it could do, right? So the trading strategy is very simple and it's systematic. I encourage everybody to get a book and write it down, right? Is ABC 1, 2, 3, right? Step by step, you're doing the same thing over and over, right? So I should be sharing. I'm sharing the whole screen. I'm sharing the screen. Nice. So the first thing we just do for the strategy is we just go on something called forex factory. Forex factory is where you just find the news, the economics, the fundamentals in trading. So the candlesticks is visual representation of the price of something. What does make the price move, or what does make one of the candles move is fundamentals, economic data, what happening with Trump and the tariffs and the war and China and wherever. This is what does make a candle move. These things is determined, right? So the lines on your chart don't make sense if it is you don't understand why you're doing the thing you're doing, right? So what we just do here, nothing too special, right? You come and you see if it have a red or orange folder, right? So I come and I filter out mine in here, and I just only put either the red and the orange, right? Those are the two most important ones you're looking for. If you see a red folder, orange folder, general rule of thumb as a beginner, there's no trade. Right, so before you start, you come now and you see if it is while you're on the chart, it have any major news coming up. Right, so it does have scheduled news, it have unscheduled news also, things that has happened. And so it have mad tweet and something happen in the market. But generally, it is have scheduled news. So you want to just coincide your trading strategy with the scheduled news. Like right now, today is Monday the 14th. We have an orange roll at 1 o'clock. You can just kind of look around 1 o'clock, right? So you take a trade after 1, you take a trade before 1, coming up to 1, according to where or how your position is, you close it off depending, right? You take some profit on a dip, or you move your stop loss a little bit tighter or whatever, depending, right? So that is number 1. Right? We look at the news. Cool. The next thing we want to do is go up to the daily time frame. Now, what the daily time frame will show us is major zones. Now, as I say, every one of these candles, these things you see on the screen here, is money essentially. Right? Is it the live chat didn't appear on the screen? Right. Is money. Money is what does make these candles move. So essentially, when they see like big candles, like plenty money, millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, as make one of these things move. Right? That is how they move. Somebody with real money, click a button. Now we are considered retail traders. Once you're not a bank or a hedge fund, like a hedge fund is just somebody who gather a lot of funds from people and to make investments on their behalf. Once you don't have once you don't have any of any of those positions, for a hedge fund or a bank or anything, is a retail trader essentially. Retail traders can't move any of these candles. We don't have enough money to move them. The people who have the money is who just move these candles. The people with money, not dumb. Smart people aren't poor. Right? So they're smart. They know why they're buying or selling a particular asset, stock, or whatever. We don't know. This is not our thing. What we're trying to do is identify the people who know what they're doing. So that we don't know what we're doing. Remember that. We're trying to see what them doing and follow them. Right? But they just leave clues in the market. So what we're doing is trying to identify the clues that they leave. Right? One of the easiest places on the chart to see or to make a determination of what they do is on the daily time frame, higher time frames, because it just takes so much money to move a daily candle. Is a good place to look to see where when they leave and clues now. Right, so we start here. The first thing I do, right, so I only trade gold for those of you who don't know, right. There's one pair in particular. The first thing we do after checking your forex factor and stuff, and you're being on the daily time frame, is pull a trend line. A trend line would serve two purposes for you. It would show you the direction the market heading, whether or not something going up in value, or like in this case, going down in value. Right? It would identify clearly the direction the market heading, and it would also give you possible entry points in the market. So these lines that we see people drawing is something called key levels. Key levels are areas of importance in the market, or essentially good prices. So when you look to the side, well, I have mine kind of block out, right? But if you look to the side, you see numbers on the right hand side. These numbers on any pair you're looking at is prices. That is what the numbers are, a price. So good prices, bad prices. All we're trying to figure out is what is a good price to buy something at, or is a bad price to buy something at, right? So that we're doing, we're just buying and selling things in trading. That is fundamentally what it is now, right? So this diagonal line here serves as entry point or serves as possible good prices for items, right? Once it comes down to any of these lines, you would see that it would do something called a rejection. It will go in the opposite direction essentially, right? The next thing you will do is look at something called support and resistance, right? So you may have heard it. If it is a trader, might be the first time. If you're on TikTok, you don't know. Support and resistance is also little guidelines or little places that the market touch and reverse from, is also considered as good prices, right? So they're easily identifiable. Support and resistance is categorized by something called consolidation. So when we go down a little deeper into the chart, you would see that, right? So consolidation is pretty much where our set of candles jumble up, right? It has happened over and over. So right here could be consolidation because the set of candles jumble up and down, up and down, up and down. Right here could be consolidation too. The market jumble up and down, up and down, up and down. Consolidation, right? Candles going up and down, up and down, up and down. So these little areas here is called consolidation areas. These are some of the bases of your trading strategy. When you identify consolidation areas, that's where you're essentially going to draw your support and resistance zones now. Places that the market now can't make a determination of where it wants to go. So that is actually a good thing. Now you don't trade in it. However, being able to identify it would form part of the basis of your strategy, right? So once the market gets some like good, like say you see plenty green candles, it push, and then you get a couple of candles that look like it's stall. That's a consolidation area. Market get a little push, come and get a little stall, consolidation area. So that's essentially what it is. The more you do it, because trading is a practical skill, it's something that you want to keep doing over and over, right? So we could talk trading whole day, but until you actually do it, then you wouldn't really understand now. So on the daily time frame, this is the basis or the premise of our trading strategy, right? For people on TikTok, they tell them, I don't think I could see all the comments, right? So if it is you have any questions, you could just type it over, or you could WhatsApp the number on the screen and somebody reach out to you and help you get started to join the group and stuff, right? We are 90 people on the live. Big up all yourself in 17 minutes. That's great. Let's go. Nice. So we have the basis here of the trading strategy, right? We have the daily trend line. So you pull the trend line. So remember, you could get the book, right? You pull the support and resistance. The more you do it, the easier it would be for you to see or to identify where it is these zones is. Now within this little area here, between this consider there's a resistance which come like a roof, and then you come like the support here, which come like your foundation. Within here, inside of here is where it is you're going to have a trading range. Here is where you're going to use to identify possible entry points or good prices, or is where we would clearly see where what the big boys doing and what they're doing, right? So this is the little premise that we're trading within here. Can I move this here? Alright, I guess let's stick on the screen. Okay, good, nice, wonderful. So we can come down to that forward. Now this is not necessarily super important, but I like to do it just to clear up, clean up the zones. Now let's make sure everything touching essentially, right? Let's make it a little bit neater. No reason why that look ugly, right? So in here now, we're going to have a range, and we're going to be able to make predictions or identify what's happening in the market, right? So we're looking for trades within this area here. So I would show you exactly how it is we look for trades. Now, before I go on to show all what to identify what we're actually looking for, I want to go back out to the daily and give all a cleaner example of what we're going to look for in here. So here, this little thing is in this one line and these two boxes is all you're drawing on the daily for now. So you're starting on the daily time frame, and you're going to have your thing looking like this, right? So you're going to enjoy support and resistance, essentially the closest place to the price. So we come down here now. Now, if we notice, right, what the market does do. So what we're doing is using past data to make future prediction, right? We now reach 100 in live. Big up all yourself. So what we're going to do is essentially follow what the market already do, right? So the market does leave clues, it does tell a story, it does do the same thing over and over. The market does rarely ever, if ever, do anything nobody never see. This only living through our time here, but this is the first time that's happened on gold. We could go back as far, we never see nothing like this. But besides these little anomalies here, the market does pretty much do the same thing.
That's fucking shit.
You asking a question, neighbor? I don't ask that question, or you just saying something? Okay. Now, Alexander, we don't have no Discord. We have Telegram. This is Alpha Core, right? So you could this message, and we will get started on joining, right? We have live classes, signals, copy trading, that kind of vibes now, bro, right? So, what the marketers do? The marketers go up, let's come down. Let's go up, let's come down, right? So, if I'll ever watch any YouTube video, anyway, this always show you this thing. Market go up, green candles, market come down, red candles. Market go up, green candles, come down, red. Up, green, down, red. Up, green, down, red, right? And don't care how far back in time you go, you're going to see this now, right? So, the market always doing this thing. So this start down here. This is the 30th of December last year, right? So since last year, it's doing the exact same thing, right? And if you go further back, it's the exact same thing it's doing still. So the market ain't doing nothing new, right? It's doing the same thing over and over, right? So because we know the market does do the same things over and over, we can make anticipations, good guesses as to what the market might do next, right? Because that's what I was saying when I start. It's common sense, right? It's not rocket science to figure out what we're doing. Yeah? We could see the market just go up and then it will come back down for a little bit. It will go up and then it will come down for a little bit. So because we know the market just keep doing that, and most likely that it would happen again. So trading is probabilities. What is most likely to happen, right? Based on all the confirmations and confluences that we get. So because we know the market always going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, we want to wait for the market to either go up and then make a determination on what to do, or then go down and then make a determination on what to do, right? Now, how support and resistance work essentially, right? So we go back up to the trader, but we had to get this down first. Support and resistance work like this. We get a little consolidation area. The market just go, break through it, come back down and test it. It is then push again, come back down, test it. So these little boxes here is the same way that support and resistance does work on every pair, every time frame, everything, right? It does work everywhere. So it does give you like little steps now, you know. Think about if you're going up some stairs. Each step a little bit higher than the previous step, and it does make you go up. Same thing like if it is you're walking down the step, you know, it does go up. So it's like levels, right? So when it is you go through one, you stand up on this one, you take it to the higher one, you stand up on this one, you take it to the higher one. So it's steps, we keep going up. Easy to see, common sense. So because we could identify that the market does keep doing things like this, we could then use this to make, trading predictions, calculated guesses, right? They can already predict what's going on. Now, this is how it does work. The levels, the support and resistance, because it could show, once it on the bottom of the candles is support, once it on the top of the candles is resistance, right? But it would break through and it would come back and stand up on it essentially. So once we could identify this is how it does work. It is levels. So it is create a new level and then it is close higher. So why we might close higher? So I don't want to go too fast, but if you look at this area here, and then we look at this area here, and then we look at this area here, we could identify something. What we could see is that every time, right, I don't want to jumble it up too much, right, but we can see every time the market go up and then come back, it is close a little bit higher, go up. So essentially when they get a red candle, it is push. So after you get the red candle, it is push now. I hope everybody's seeing now. Are they seeing now? We go here. Whenever the market push and pull back and create a red candle, it doesn't go higher. Yeah? Market push, it pull, it close here. A little bit higher than this one. It push. You got a red candle, it pull back. It close higher than this one. It push. It pull back. Close a little bit higher. Push. Right? So it kinda pretty obvious. Yeah? What it's doing. Once it stay above this line, more than likely you're gonna keep doing that. Now it don't look perfect, right? It could tie up like what trading SB because while in hindsight, when you're looking back on it, it does look clean and pretty like this. But when you're in there, it does look totally different, right? But you're going as based on probabilities, right? What most likely to happen, I'm using past data to be able to make, to make them guesses essentially. So as you can see, when the market pull back and get a little red, it is then push. And then it is pull back, get a little red, and then it is push, right? So we're using that information to go ahead and make predictions of what the market doing, right? So that is how support and resistance is work. It is just create levels for you to take trades off of. So it's an entry point, right? So once you could train your eye to see it, then that's some of the basis of how you're going to make your entries and take your trades and stuff, right? So it's a tool essentially that we just use. It's a price action tool. Now I do have one indicator on the screen. I don't teach indicators whatsoever. It's not necessary for taking any trades now, right? Indicator is supposed to confirm what you already know. It's not supposed to create the bias for you now, right? What these indicators just do is show you what already happening on the chart, meaning the price, yeah? So boom. So because we know how support and resistance work, we can look to identify it here, right? Because we know okay, that's a crazy comment we now get it. People weird, right? Right. So that's how it is we're going to possibly make predictions or guesses. So if we know the market always going up and down, what if the market might do here? Possibly. Right? Because it now come back here. When it print a red candle, what it does do? It does pull back and then go. So chances are it will do the same thing. Yeah? Simple as that. Probabilities. No, it don't have to. But because it does, most times, we could probably get a good guess now, as to what it may do. Might happen. It could happen, we don't know, it don't have to. But the chances are it would happen, yeah? So that's what we're going to identify and be able to take a trade based off of. So we have the whole structure down, right? We have probabilities, what kind of likely to happen. So now, how are we going to actually enter the trade? Now, the indicators we're using to make determinations of what it is going to happen or what most likely to happen is this. Now, if you notice, let me go back down here. All right. Now, if you notice, in addition to the market pushing and pulling back and making these red candles and going higher, every time, for the most part, when the market breaks through one of these little boxes, so remember we identify the consolidation zone, right? We identifying areas where the market going up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down. And then up and down, up and down, up and down. And then eventually the market break through the zone, that big green candle. Yeah? I hope you can see that. We get a big green candle through the zone. Now it don't look perfect every time, right? That is the catch. Right? That is how it is catch, Right? They don't look the same every time. Because if it was, then everybody be a millionaire. But remember, we going with just probabilities, right? What most likely to happen. So the market breakthrough with a big green candle, pull back, and then we get a little push again. Right? Breakthrough, not as big as a green candle, but it did do something called closing above, which I would explain to you. And then you get the red candle and then it pull back. Same thing, market push through. We got a big candle here. This box. So as I say, it don't look perfect. This box could have been down here. And could I even pay it here? We can make it pretty. And this could have been the box here. This would have been the highest point in the market reach, all kind of thing. And so we could draw the box, so all kind of thing. Big green candle, market pull back, right? Push out. Same thing. Big green candle, pull back. So every time the market, the price, a candle, break one of these zones and close above. So I mean my close above, right? Let me explain close and above. Now, each candle have something like this, right? Something like this, something called a wick, right? A wick is something, it defined as rejection. It is where the market does not want to go. So it went there, and then it didn't want to stay there. So come like, hey, what's going on? I go in and go down, but because this would be a big red candle. I go in and go down the road. And then you reach down here like, nah, I'm going on there again, and then they go back up. So it shows a visual representation. So remember, these candles are visual representations of the price movement, where the market going, where the price of a thing going. That's the visual representation of it. So we trade in human fear and greed, we trade in sentiment, it's just a visual representation of sentiment, right? So the candles in itself don't mean anything. What the candles showing here is what people thinking about something, right? So that's why trading so hard, essentially, because it's not candles we trade in human emotion. We trade in what people feel about something. We feel the price should go down, or we feel the price should go up based on certain confirmations, economic data, whatever, right? So understand that is what trading is. The trading is not the candle. So some people so I only trade gold, one love, right? There's one currency alone. So what people just feel is that, like, when they draw lines on the screen, the price or the candles have to do that now. Right? As I touch it, it must go back up. It's sure to. It isn't. Right? Trading is more fluid than Nana, right? So you have to play the game, essentially, you have the thing, right? So it's nothing hard set in this now. So that's what we say. It's just probabilities, right? So nothing in guaranteed to you in here. So the price went down, and then it didn't stay down. Same thing here. The price went down, it didn't stay down. The price here went up, it didn't stay up, right? So it represented by where the price wanted to go, but didn't stay, essentially, right? That's what these things called wicks are. That's as a representation of where the price kind of wanted to go and couldn't stay. It didn't have enough volume. Enough people didn't agree that the price should stay there now. However, on these particular candles, now all them looking similar but not quite, These particular candles, however, break a zone and close above. So each candle have a different time frame, right? So like right now, each one of these candles will take a day to start and finish, right? To open and close, essentially. Now, depending on the time frame, if you look on the top left here, you would see, well, people on TikTok might can't see that, but on the top left here, you would see different time frames. So that's based on the time frame you own, you would know how long a candle will take to finish, open and close, right? So when the candle take a whole little open, so it will start somewhere down here, it do always do in the middle here, and it finally close on top. That means it have enough volume to send the price up. Everybody agree the price should stay here at the end of the day. Everybody on the call, we have 190 people on TikTok right now. Big up all yourself. The whole 190 people on TikTok plus how much ever on Zoom right now decided here we're going on. The price should stay here. So we all agree on that. So the price close bullish. Bullish is big green candles, right? Green candles is bullish. Once the market going up, it's bullish. If it coming down, it's bearish, right? Don't have to bust your brain when having that information currently. Now, once the market or the price close like this, is a very good indicator that the price will continue going up because real money is on up this price here. What we would wait to see is the price come back to confirm that they don't want to go below, because it could come and go straight through it. Right, so not because everybody could come and say, yeah, the price going up, but we go take it, yeah. And then the price keep going up, and then one man with enough money come and say, nah, though, they're crazy, yeah, but so high their prices, and he have more money, and all of you, he send it straight back down. Right? So that is how that could work. So we need confirmations now. Because they could get a big green candle like this, and then the very next candle could be a big red one like this. This red candle could get printed right here. Go up, and then straight back through. Right? So that's why you need the confirmations, essentially now. So when we see candles like these are our first indication of the price might continue going up. Right? When you see it close like this. So that is why when you take in trades, they need to see a candle close. Most retail traders, cross 200 on TikTok there. I beg up all yourself TikTok. Let's get on real bad on the TikTok lives, but I appreciate that. Right? When most retail traders is anybody who's not a bank or who haven't gathered or amassed a lot of funds from outside investors. If it's not that guy, he's a retail trader. Most retail traders are shittongs. We trash. 90% of traders just lose 90% of the money in 90 days. Right? That generous. You can lose all their money today. Right? we do a certain little madness. One of the little madness we love to do is take trades before a candle close. This thing does move, and when we go down to lower time frames, you would see this thing does move erratically. It does move all how. It does do all kind of madness. Right now we're on the daily time frame, so the candle looking real nice. You could look at this and say, yeah, boy, the candle going down, boy. If we go down to a lower time frame, it's chaos. Right? Madness going on right now. You need to wait until candles close and the finish do all the madness. So a candle is a storm. Right? While a candle going on, anything could happen. This thing going up and down. If I go only 1 minute, up and down, up and down, up and down, fighting a real while. Right? It's a little storm going on here. So you see the little storm, you need to wait for the storm to subside. So you need to wait for a candle to close off before you take an entry. Please do not enter trades while a candle is still forming. This candle have 14 hours in it to finish. Right? Let me just say we trade on the daily time frame. This print in red now, and in the next 30 minutes, this could be quite up here. You have no clue. Anything to the right of the screen do not exist. So you see all this data we're using to analyze here, at some point in time, it wasn't here. It would have been just like here, empty. We don't know. So we need the candles and the price and the market to tell us exactly for sure what it is it's going to do, and then we're going to make determinations and predictions based on that. Now, following? So that is how it is we function in here now. So while the candle going on, you wait. So you see how the market break here, you wait for this candle to close like this. So you see how it's not forming again, you need to see it close. That is how it is you're going to make your first prediction or your first determination of what the price or the market may do. So when you draw your support and a resistance zone and I break the zone, in order to get your first confirmation, it needs to close like this. So even if you see the market shooting up, do not trade with FOMO. FOMO is the fear of missing out. There is always, and I promise and guarantee you, and there's very few things that we could promise and guarantee in trading. I could promise and guarantee you in trading that there's always going to be another trade. Do not rush down trades, right? It is very easy to lose your money in trading if you do not do a rigid set of things consistently. You are guaranteed to lose your money, right? People can tell you what they want, how much profit they can make, all that pretty thing. The only thing sure about here is losses, right? They can say what they want. It has nobody who care loss, right? Now, people can tell you they can win and this and that, but you see Lawson, sure to do that now, right? Regardless of who you is. So you need to be careful now when you're coming in here, right? Don't run it down, do thing, right? Take your time. Wait for your candle to close. So you draw your support and resistance, you wait for the candle to close. Based on probability, what is most likely to happen, that is confirmed by past data. Remember down here, don't forget it. Okay, let's do the same thing. Based on probability and what is most likely to happen, the market may, can, might, should come down here and close down here. If the market closes above this high, we can then look for a possible entry point. We're doing the same thing we're doing all the time here. We join the lines, we're waiting for the market to break, just like it has done. Right? Don't forget, we trading strategy, it has always happened. We're waiting for the market to break and close, pull back and close above, and then we could enter anywhere here for the most part. We're waiting for the market to break, confirm my pullback, wait for it to close higher, and then push on 50 to 240 and lost only one day learning. Yeah, that's how it does go there, Anthony. And making money, I don't care if I make $1 million today and lost $1 million tomorrow, it's trash. Trading is not only making money, trading is keeping money. Anybody could make money in trading. Not everybody could keep money. So keeping the money you make is the key now, right? And that man doesn't understand. If he is about making money, nah, keep that money. I bet you can do it. That is what trading is now, boy, right? Trading is investment. So you put all the money there, you get back some. You put all the money, you get back some. So you with any losses that you're guaranteed to get, once you could retain a little bit more and every time, you're good to go, you know. And if you enter a trade, right, and people don't think about it like this, yeah. If you enter a trade, right, let me say you enter a trade and you lost and you make $100 on the one trade, let me say, right, and then your very next trade you lost $90 and you keep 10, you're still a profitable trader, you know. No, you're still low-key trash, eh? So you go lose a whole 90. But you see if you keep your 10, you're still profitable. And then you see if you go up again and you make a next 100 and you lost a next 90 and now you have $20, you're still low-key trash. But yes, a profitable trader. So it's not even about all of that. Just make more money than you lose. Like all it is. So if you could come in the markets, everybody, there are 260 people on the live and not much of people in Zoom. If at the end of the week, right? If at the end of the week, you take up much of a trade and you come out on a Friday and you make a $10, a $20, you're bad enough. Because you're most likely you're going to lose now. A lot of people cannot trade whole week and leave on a Friday in profits. If you leave at $50 after you take 1,000 trade, you leave at $50 properly. You're real bad. You're a good trader. So don't put no pressure on yourself now. You know, don't fight this system like that and feel you need all the money and think no, just win a little more and you lose. Take your time, you'll get through, right? Don't pressure yourself. If you could make $10 every week, you're real bad. Every week you sure to get $10 from trading, you real bad. Just because of how hard this thing is to do now, right? So don't put no pressure on yourself, right? Let's win trades. You will make money. Eventually you will grow. Let's stick with it long enough. I promise you that. If you're looking for more capital quicker at the prop firms, I the link out join the group and you know we explain to you how you can get a bigger trading capital and stuff like that, right? So let me go back. So we know what we're looking for. We're looking for the market to break, pull back, close above, and then push. So we see it happening since quite down here. So what do you feel will happen here, boy? What different about this that it wouldn't happen again? Nothing. More than likely go do it again, right? So what you would wait to do, right, because of probability, is you would wait for the market to come down here. Remember, you wanted to print a red candle, so you wait print a red candle here, right, and then you get the push up. Before I continue, I see a man saying, Anthony saying, he's not paying anyone to teach me this. Now I want to just touch on it before I continue, right, bro. Now you could learn trading for free, right? You have enough YouTube traders and stuff like that to and I mean probably figure it out. I am almost certain, bro, just like crypto things. Like I'm not sure if you're doing crypto, so I type for Anthony Godfather in particular, right? So I'm not trying to sell you anything, right? And I don't care if you join or you pay. It don't matter to me if you make money or not, right? Being there, I just providing value now, right? But what I want to tell you though, just because because of how hard trading is and crypto stuff, and somebody's kind of hard to show you this now, right? So you essentially want to have a coach now. It will have nuances that you would not see but without somebody with more experience giving you now, right? So you could essentially figure it out. I'm not saying that you can't figure it out now, right? I'm not saying they can't figure it out. They very well could. But the time and the money and the effort that might take it to figure it out, you may not necessarily want to, you know what I mean? So you could take 3 to 4, 3, 4, 5 years now, boy. You know what I mean? And figure it out. Now, the next thing you say, having a partner better. All right, you could have a bedroom. But if two of them don't know what they're doing. So a lot of people just come in my group and they say, but I traded, I'm practicing. But what they practicing? You don't know what you're doing. Right? Most people on YouTube, you see, not making money, like they're not verified as making money now. So, you can listen to them fellas, and I ain't saying that they can't, so I'm not thinking, but chances are now, right? You're not going to really figure it out. Because you're not going to, you don't know if them fellas making money or not. You know, so you really think I'm on showing you on YouTube for free just so by dog, but nah. You know that type of way? So I would recommend always, because I pay real money to learn, right? Within doing my little free thing, I would always recommend somebody to just get a coach now, right? And if anything you're doing, get somebody who better than you to help you out now. You know, everything ain't gonna figure out. You ain't gonna just be a doctor if you're reading enough books. No, somebody who's already a doctor to show you. Right? So we pushing on. So what most likely to happen, probability wise, market break, close above, pull back. And that man who say I ain't seen yours, I ain't seen everybody coming, bro. You understand that, right? So don't ignore her now, but you could talk to somebody if you want. Just join the group, bro. And I ain't had a fight up in the TikTok comments now. Alright, we got 296 on the live. Let's send it out 298. Let me get the 300 now. Bless you with the 300 on TikTok now. Right, so we're waiting for this little pullback here. Right, now more than likely, because of probabilities, the market would come and they will close here. If it does, here's where our entry point will be anyway in here essentially. Right, so that is how it is. We're going to form the basis based on what always happens. Right, market break, pull back, close, push up. So no reason why this can't happen again, because it always happening. So we only daily, we get the general structure, and you will blow everyone account and never pay them back. Who's this man? Who you talking about? Who's this? Who account man blow? I don't trade for nobody, dog. Who's this? Who's Marky? I don't trade for nobody, so I don't know what you talking about. Who's these random people, bro? Let's be weird, dog. Giving them, man. Anyhow, ignore that, dog. Weirdos. Right. So so the market because we anticipated the market to pull back, we could take entries here now, essentially. Right? So how it is we going and essentially look for them entries as we will come down to the 50-minute. So the 50-minute still essentially considered as a higher time frame. Right? So although it will get kind of better entries, it's still considered a high enough time frame that we'll be able to, get good trades on now. So we have the overall structure that's set up, right? So we have the higher time frames, this and that. Hey, we get you 300 on TikTok, but the blessings, right? So we have the overall structure. We know where we're looking for, what we're looking for, them kind of vibes, right? So what we're looking for on this time frame is the same thing we're looking for on the higher time frame. We're looking for a big green candle indicated by this big green candle, and then we're waiting for the market to pull back and essentially close higher than high and here. Right? Say Kevin tune. All I want to know is I'm talking about. I want to know who account I blow. I don't mean to be blown up. Nobody in the world could say I do that. Nobody in the whole of earth. I challenge anybody to come and say I take the money and blow the account. Never happen. That's why he's brave. I want to know what I want to talk about. Crazy. I realize when I fight up for the comments. Alright. Blessings by Isaiah, right now, right? Good vibes, though. Alright? So we can notice here that that's here close a little bit higher than here now, right? So we had this little, thing here, so we could people like such. So all we want is for the market to come back and essentially close higher. So let me show you what a realistic entry point would be. Right? Because men like to talk fancy thing now. Right? But trading is not a fancy thing. Here how it is the trading would go. You identify your overall trading strategy or structure, right? To the overall thing. You get your bullish engulfing, the market break. That's your first indicator. It closed like this. So remember, as you see, it happen all time frames. Happen on the daily, the 4 hour, whatever 1 minute, whatever time frame you on. This would happen, right? So we get the break. Cool. This is how you will take the trade. Do remember none of these candles here, right? None of these candles here happened. Nothing can happen. All you're seeing is that this big green candle. None of this exists. Nothing to the right exists. This is all you see. Right? So this is how you're taking your trade. You're thinking about it. You see this. Market break. Market close. You're waiting for the market to pull back and close above. So remember, nothing can happen there. Right? We don't know if the trade would work or not. All you're looking for is for your next candle to come back down to this zone and reject. So it's like when you reject and it close, this is how you would enter the trade. This is what your trade would look like. Alright? Your trade would look like this because you go enter and you close at this candle. Alright? Now, this is always a touchy one. Alright? Here what I mean by it's always a touchy subject. Some people that's put extremely tight risk, right? And they just be kind of like break-even traders. So they just put it like right below the candle here, right? Now, nothing is wrong with doing this, right? You can't do this. If it's surplus tight, you will lose less money per trade. You will also take longer to get good trades, right? Your win rate would drop. Because remember, the market does move erratically. So chances are, while it may not lose a lot, it will come and it will hit your stop loss. So if it is you don't want to risk much per trade, then you have to be comfortable losing more trades, essentially, right? Until they catch a good one now. That's how it does work. Even the bigger the trade, the lower the win rate now. So the tighter the stop loss, the lower the win rate. You would lose more trades, but you would essentially lose less money along the way, right? So it's a battle of if it is you want to do it like that. You want to protect your capital like such. Me personally, what I would do is I would risk low, a little bit of money. So some people like to put plenty of money in the trade because they want the money fast. I am comfortable with the slow, gradual, growth now. So what I would do is I would put my stop loss here, but I would risk a little bit of money, right? Now, you're supposed to put your stop loss below the low. Now, my theory or philosophy in trading is that if it is you can't put your stop loss where it needs to be, either you don't have enough money in your account or you're over leveraged. So for the persons who don't know what over leveraging is over leveraging is simply you put in too much money in your account now, right? Yeah, for your account size. And so let me say you have $100, but you want to risk $50. That is 50% of your account. So if it is your loss, right? Let me say a loss at trading in particular, then half of your account go now. It don't make sense to lose half of your account. What we're doing in this comment here, man, talk about MJK and bro. You sending everyone to MJ to collect commission, but you put them people in a shit company. Bro. I don't know who all others be. I don't even know who you are. Right? If you have an issue with somebody, dog, deal with the man who you have an issue with. I don't know who you are. So why you come in here and talking nonsense on people think, my boy? Go by the man them who it is you have an issue with. You come in here and I don't even know who you is. We don't have any business at all. Right? So stop being weird now, please, bro. Right? Stop being weird, please, Marky. Right? It's Monday morning, brother. Right? Don't blow out your fuses, though. And you're blowing your own fuses, bro. Right? I don't belong to MJK, sir. I don't know if you check my page and click my link in my bio, and I don't know. It's being weird now. Let's come out from the, taking out from my doing the positivity. Let's go. All right. Plus two, like I wouldn't be here like this, dummy. Right. So what you want to do is risk properly now. So you want to put a little bit of money on the trade to be able to put your stop loss where it needs to be, right? So your stop loss essentially is how much money you're willing to risk on a trade now, right? So that's what it is you want to essentially do. So risk low, right? Risk a little bit of money and put your stop loss where it needs to be. It will slowly build now, right? It will slowly build over time. So you can't get all the money in one trade. You can't fix all the problems in one trade now, right? So you had to take your time and grow your account. So it's not necessarily, well, I need to make all the money now. is sustainable growth percentages you're looking for over a period of time now. So your focus should be to win trades, right? Not necessarily make money, especially as a beginner, right? You wouldn't make money if you can't win trades now. So once you can win trades, then the money will come inevitably, right? So that should be a focus for now. I know it is some kind of redundant and everybody want to make money, that way you're here for, and you will make money, but you have to go about it the proper way now. If it is you're not risking properly, you don't know what you're doing, you will lose the money, right? So you want to think. So this is essentially the bias of your trading strategy. Now you go look, you go get a drawdown like here. Sometimes the market might come quite long and pay a drawdown, right? You don't know, it could happen. So that is why you want to risk properly. You never know which trades you will lose now. I know nobody would enter a trade thinking that they would lose. You would only enter a trade thinking they would win, right? But because you don't know, then you had to risk properly all the time now, right? So that's how it is functioning. So that is your trading strategy. So in the middle here, all this dead space, right? What to do with all the dead space here? Right? So we back up on the 1 hour. The dead space is to do nothing. You do nothing in dead space, right? What we're looking for, or our entry points, is the breaking of zones. So some people will come, some people, retailers, I was included in that at that point in time, so I'm not above all you. I know exactly what you're dealing with and everything, right? You want the trade, you're seeing something happening, I want the money, right? Let me get it. You don't want to just enter in the middle because you don't know what it is you're doing now, right? So our trading strategy and the basis of what we're doing is the breaking of zones now, right? The breaking of zones. So you want the market to come and break this zone, break this zone, break this zone. Only when the market break a zone, a consolidation area, a place where it have major touches, then is where you want to look for entry points, right? So like if you catch the trade somewhere up here or somewhere up here, you want to wait until it clear out this low. Or you want to wait till they clear this low and then take an next entry. Let's leave it be now, right? Let's leave it be in the middle there, right? So that's essentially the trading strategy. So the next trade you will look for is, I say, I wouldn't take a trade here. This is a little bit more intermediate, right? I wouldn't take a trade here, because this little range here a little too small to go to. I wouldn't take this here. This is a little bit too small. It could, because by the time the market break and then it pull back to retest it to confirm the zone, then you might be entering quite here now, right? So I wouldn't take this trade like right now. Right? You can, me not. Right? It just not worth it to me. Could probably take it if it break here. I still wouldn't take it simply because of how conservative I am with trading. I would still prefer this low to get taken up before taking a trade. Right, so while you can get a trade, not saying that you can't, right? Not saying that if the market will break here, it's not going to shoot down and you can get a trade. You very well could, it very well would happen. I would just look for more or stronger confirmations essentially now, right? And one of those things is the breaking of major zones. So I'd prefer a bigger zone to get broken, so I have more space to run, right? So I would more than likely look for buys from down here, right? Buys, and the reason why for the bias is because we go in with what the market does do, right? Remember, we're up on the daily and whatever. We know the market could come down here, yeah, and then go back up, because it has always happened. So I looking for that. Now, it don't have to happen. I would change based on what I'm seeing if new evidence is presented, but I would look for this now. Now, if I catch this is a bigger move. This more worth my time, right? This more worth my time than here to here. I rather take this, right? So that's how I would or even if I don't get that whole thing, right? Even if I don't get that whole thing, I still rather take here to here. Still get more, even if it only come back up and reject right here, I still rather take this. So all these things, and this is just common sense now. You don't have to run down them little thing. Take your time and look for a major move now. Plus two, another reason why it is I would do that. So we think in trade, right? So trading is playing a game, is playing chess. Right? You have fun doing it, don't apply too much pressure, to the actual thing itself. Hey, we have 400 on the we got let's stay there. 400 on the live, boy. 400. That's better than last time. Let's go. I appreciate everybody who come out on TikTok and line me with you and learning something. If there's all you want to find out more about trading or whatever, or they could click the link in bio and join the group. I think it's a WhatsApp number on the screen, or they could just shoot a WhatsApp and somebody will reach out to you and assist you in getting started, right? So this is Alpha Core trading session. Alpha Core is up and coming company in Trinidad and Tobago that provides trading education, signals, and copy trading, right? So if you want to be a part, you like what you see and you want to learn to trade, reach out, somebody will heal you, and you can get started, right? Wonderful. So because we could anticipate, this kind of, this move here, I would wait. I'll wait till they come down here and then go up. So remember, as I say, chess you're playing is a game, right? I think Terry was saying a bit earlier on that the market is moving in probabilities, right? It only have three things essentially the market could do. So if we know what the three things are, we can make determinations based on the only three things the market could do. So the market could come, who's this man, boy? Right. That man beefing with MJK, man. That man beefing with them fellas, boy. And he come here, dog. The man beefing with them in the real hard way, dog. When them fellas them hurt your feelings, boy, G-man, right? This one, yeah, but what you off my thing, no. Not that I think, yeah, that's out of time, man. Right, so go for me. But that man beefing the real hard way, dog. Beefing real hard, dog. Alright, so we I lost my train. I thought by trade my well, the tractors, boy, dog, boy, crazy eyes, boy. Right. So the market could only do three things. It could either sell off, right? It could confirm that they're going to sell by rejection from below. That means that the market don't want to go any higher, and we could get a sell. The market could come also, break above, come, confirm the high, same thing like we know looking at, and go up. Or the market could come anywhere here and let's do that. chop around until it finally decides to make a decision. So because we know the three things that the market could possibly do, we would wait and anticipate for any which one of them to happen, right? So you could only do these three things. It could either break above, retest and go higher, it could break below, retest and go lower, or it could chop around in the middle. Because we know what it could do, we would wait and anticipate for it to do any one out of those three things, right? So we sit down and we wait for any one of them to happen. So that's where the patience in trading is coming, right? So it's not just, you're trading every day and it does ting, and whatever, right? You're looking for your proper entry points now. Cool. Back on the live, and I love it, right? So we come and we just wait to see what to do. So it's either the market come down here and reject and turn around from here, and we could get a move. The market could turn around, break this zone, and then we could get a move or whatever, right? So we just have to wait to see what the market doing. So like right now, you hold your hand, you wait, but we know what the market could do. So because we know what it could do, we would just wait in anticipation for one of those things to happen, and then make a determination based on that, right? So that's pretty much the trading strategy there, right? It's nothing too hard, right? It does take practice, obviously, because you wouldn't just see it the first time you do it, but essentially that's all we just do. So that's all I just look for, right? The reason I just trade one pair is that each one of these things on the screen here, the chart, just look a little bit different, right? So it doesn't really, each one does have its own way it does move. It have its own fundamentals meaning the reason why it does move, right? So each one have its own one. So you want to dig in and understand what does make it move also, right? So not only there's the technical side of it. So this is technical analysis. This is giving them more confirmation visually of what it is might do. So it could be a purely technical trader, I is like 70-75% technical. Most people are, right? Because technical is relatively easy to learn. Anything you do in here, I can teach you in a day, right? So it's not really that hard. We have 448 on the live. I will take 450. Then after 450, I will take 500. They share the live one like it. Let me get more people. Everybody gonna need to learn to trade and do crypto and thing. I mean, let's feel this crypto thing and whatever. Nah, it's gonna be a problems in the very near future if it is we don't get alternative sources of income. Trinidad going down a real dread rabbit hole right now. Most people seen it coming. But I don't say most. A lot of people seen it coming, not most. Right? And we're going to need something else. But the economy in Trinidad don't allow for other options in terms of second jobs. You know, we don't have they say the currency looking to get devalued again. Well, not again, but looking to get devalued. That's going to be pressure. They say it might be 15-1. That's real left. So, you know what I mean? Everything going to double up. So, you know what I mean? We're going to end up in real problem. So, trading is one of the ways. So, I'm not trying to pitch it to thing it. This is what I believe. Trading is one of the few ways you're going to be able to make additional income, right, with relative ease. I mean, my relative ease, it wouldn't take you much time to do. It wouldn't take you, you don't have to travel and, you know, go out there and physically do anything. It kind of 24/7, and dependent on if you're trading cryptos and things especially, right? So, and most importantly, it would offer you money in a higher currency, right? And then again, they spend it in a weaker currency. So you want to kind of put yourself in that position. It's a whole thing with the DeFi and Web3, and maybe next time we will get into that. But essentially, cryptocurrency is not just trading as people know it to be in making money. It's a whole ecosystem. The web is changing the internet that we know of, right? So it has something called Web 1, which some of you may be old enough to know that the internet at some point in time in the past was pretty much unusable, right? It just read only. You can't do nothing on the internet. And then slowly but surely the internet get better. And then we get things like Facebook and YouTube and social media. I used to tell and I know that you could not load a YouTube video back then. That's rubbish. You're going to take real long to load a YouTube video. Right? And then now you're living on social media, everything connected via TikTok and, you know, we on social media right now looking at things like this. So we have the web change, right? So from Web 1 to the rubbish web that nobody can use to then living on the internet, social media and YouTube and stuff. And now Web 3 is basically going into a new state of the internet. So the internet has evolved, right? So what Web 3 is pretty much the decentralization of the internet. So what that means specifically, right? So this is beyond just trading, and I mean this is why it is you want to go into the future now, right? And don't just stick in the past and free things will get better. It's not going to get better. So let me explain it. So if it is you have to go on the internet, you have to go on the internet via a limited amount of places. So you could either go on the internet via Google, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube. Those are the big companies that has locked the internet essentially. If you're looking for Google own YouTube, right? Well, TikTok is a thing by itself. Facebook own WhatsApp and Instagram. So the places that you're using for your social media and your information, everything, controlled by a very few amount of people. Anything you put on the internet essentially do not belong to you anymore, right? Anybody can take a thing and send it anywhere and do whatever you want. So that's how the internet essentially is. It is centralized. A few companies own the internet. They own access to the internet and the information on it. Mark know everything. You know your business, right? Google know your business. If you don't know your business, then know your business, right? So it's about saying they say the government is God because they know all and sees all, right? They have all our data, all our information. They just build profiles around it, right? That's how they just get to sell to people, to the market and stuff, right? Because you know their habits, you know what you like. You think about a cat, they see a cat video. They know if you like by chance, we all could agree that this has happened, right? So because they have all this centralized power, I don't know if anybody ever lost an account before. you lost your Facebook account, you lost access to your WhatsApp, you don't have these things available to you. If you ever end up in a position where you lost access to one of your social media accounts, your online identity, you're like a fish out of water. Imagine if Google, Mark, and the TikTok man decide they don't want you on right? They decide that they don't want you on the internet. If you have 482 on the live, right? We will take 500. Let's go. Right? If them guys decide that they don't want you on the internet, what's gonna happen to you, boy? You have no internet to see. Right? If Mark decide he don't want you on Facebook, you have no Facebook to get. That the man thing, you can't tell them nothing. Right? So what it is we do essentially, right? Is in cryptocurrency, well not cryptocurrency, but essentially DeFi and blockchain technology is decentralize the internet. So no one person have total control over it now. So essentially, if in layman terms, everybody go own a piece of the internet. Yeah. So no one company will be able to just take down anything or censor you or ban you or anything like that. Right? It essentially could be stored on everybody's computer. So we will connect to one network and all the data stored on everybody's computer. So in order to remove or eliminate something, everybody in the whole world go ahead and delete the thing. That's not happening, right? So that's how it is. That's what cryptocurrency, but not cryptocurrency, but that's what blockchain technology and DeFi and stuff essentially do now, right? This new Web3. Another thing that it benefiting the masses with is something called tokenization of things. So you're creating digital assets of such. So you will have your deed because of how the blockchain works, the technology. Anything you post there would have to be verified by everybody and agreed upon. So that's how crypto become valuable, right? Because let me say everybody here who know about crypto, we know obviously it worth something, right? And it validated by the blockchain, everybody computer. So once you put a transaction up there, it validated by computers anywhere around the world. We could tokenize things. So essentially, in theory, we can make a digital copy or version of your deed and have it as a token. And you could sell me your deed via cryptocurrency for $1 million. And once I own it, or like an NFT, like we say essentially, I would then own the deed to the property. And that's how fast we could do things. So you would not have to go through all the red tape. The blockchain itself would verify the transaction. So that's how far we're going. And next example of what this technology doing. So this is beyond trading, right? There's never that anymore. This is just the new version of the internet. What we're looking at is a money making side of it, but you have plenty different ways to make money. But this is the active trading. Everybody wants to do your money now. It's the quickest ways to get it, right? But on the other side of that, there's a company called Ripple, right? They have a coin called XRP. Everybody will like XRP and stuff, right? What the company is doing essentially is making this legacy banks transactions faster. So a legacy bank is just the regular banking system that we just all fight down and talk bad about, right? Legacy banks, the bank structure that we all know about and born and grow into, essentially. So if I wanted to say to send $1 million from my account to your account on a Friday night, that $1 million not going, you need to verify where you get the million from. You need to verify where it's going. You might have to come in the bank, cha-la-la-la-la. And on top of that, the transaction would take how much ever it is. And I just Trinidad to Trinidad, right? If I send $1 from a FCB account to a RBC account Friday night, you might get it Wednesday morning, right? What the company is doing is using blockchain technology. For those of you who, 500, let me get a video to about. Let's stay right there. All nice. 500 on the live. Let's go. Big up all yourself one time on TikTok. Right? So what happened also is the blockchain technology. For those of you who use crypto already, I'll see how fast it is moved now, almost instant transactions, right? The technology they implemented in banks already have regulations to do so. I think they're already implementing some, and I think Chase already started doing it, where the transaction will be verified quick, almost instant. So imagine you could send money from FCB to RBC and then you get it immediately. So you eliminate all that bureaucracy, right? So the banks is running something called a SWIFT code. That is what the banks that used to talk to each other. They're going to integrate it with blockchain technology. That is what Web3 is, like the new version of the internet. So it's not crypto thing, and so it's a plenty scamming and whatever because it's unregulated and not much people is bringing proper information about it and them kind of vibes, right? But the technology itself, if you dig into it properly, is a beautiful thing, We living in the future and people just too ignorant to see it now, right? So I urge everybody to let's go deeper and learning about Web3 and the blockchain and more about crypto and DeFi, not just trading and I had to pay bills now and then. I think beyond that now, if you understand how to use these things and do these things, then you would make money from it now. But you can't just sit down and don't want to put no work and then just feel somebody going to come and put that money in your hand now, boy. Right? Nobody not going to make you a millionaire. That is on you to do, right? Information is the power. You need to actively do something, try number, and then is where you will get results. You're not going to just get results, and I'm not going to just get a man money and he going to do this to me and make me rich. Who going to just make you rich? Like, be real with yourself now. Oh God, common sense. Paying a little work, you know what I mean? Learn about it. If you learn how to do these things, you can sit down here, it's Monday morning, I home, I rock back, I on TikTok live. So you want to be able to put yourself in a position where you know about the system and you can be able to get involved in it now. So the information is what you need and to build your skill, right? So we could help guide you through the system and get you to where you need to be, but you had to be willing to do it too now. You had to work with you, right? So you had to come in the system and say, yeah, what's going on? But I want to learn more about this thing and dive deeper as opposed to just, well, but that's why I'm money now because I tell you, and plenty times, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but plenty times people just want more money to do stupidness. You get more money, but it's more money for you to lime. You're not trying to build no wealth now. You're not investing in nothing. You're going to buy more expensive shoes. You're going to start to eat more luxurious places, drink more rum, right? So even if I get you more money, you're not doing anything with it. And I've seen it happen. You gain money, and the things you do with the money is tata, right? So, like, it's not just about, that overall thing, a holistic approach to wealth. And how to manage and keep your money and thing, right? So I don't want to say it too long and just ramble, but that's essentially what the trading is, the shatters. That's essentially what Web3, DeFi, blockchain, crypto, that is what it is. That what we're doing is bigger than you think, right? So if you're interested, you want to get involved, I think it have a WhatsApp number on the screen, my boy. There's a link in bio. You could check out the link. For those of you who are on AlphaCore or who come from any Epcast groups, essentially, and you're not part of it, you could consider joining on and get some information. You will learn how to do this. You will learn how to make the money. You would get it. There is services to help you. You would get the copy trading. All these things are available to you, right? But, like, make a move now. Make a move. Stop sit down on your hand, too. Right? The thing could just happen now, but everybody like things for free, nothing free. Right? Time. People, time, and things, right? So you have your two most valuable resources. The two most valuable resources are your money and your time. If you have money, right, then you could save yourself time. So you could just pay or start a big business. Let me say you have enough money already, you could just invest huge and just generate money off the back, right? Because you hire money, so you save yourself time. But if you don't have money, then your next valuable resource is your time. You have to take your time to learn to do things. Right? Because if you have money, you would pay for things to get done and you would save yourself the time to do it. If you don't have the money, you have to use your time. You cannot have no money and no time. Then you are truly poor. Right? You're not poor until you have them two things eliminated, your time and your money. So most times, we doesn't have no money, right? The vast majority, you have the money we want. No problem. We need more money. But you then have time. And do not tell me you don't have no time. Your time is spent doing whatever you want to do. You might be sitting down scrolling. You know, you might be lying, man. None of these things making it better. If the thing you do not actively making it better than actively making it worse, you know. We don't ever stagnate in life, eh? You don't stagnate. It's either you're going forward or you're slowly declining. You can't maintain in life. Think about it. We here long enough. All of us have enough age here. We do not maintain. If you don't maintain your car, it will start to go bad on you. You don't maintain your house, you don't maintain your relationships, you don't maintain anything, it is going to decline, right? So you have to either be pushing forward or you're slowly declining, right? You can't just drive your car without maintenance and expect it to stay good. Nothing is balanced. So you have to constantly be cutting track. If you're not constantly trying to improve your life by whatever means necessary, you are declining in life, right? So if you're not going forward as slow as it may be, you are slowly going backwards. So do not procrastinate. It's either you decide to do something with your life and get it done, or perish. But I bet you, if you keep doing the exact same things you're doing right now, time will pass and you'll be in a worse position. Because now you're still poor, right? You're still living where you're living. Your things have to get worse on you, your vehicle, your clothes, your everything. All them things have to deteriorate on you. And then now you're 10 years older. Right? So, you know what I mean? Make a move, right? Anybody have any questions? From either the Zoom or I'm not sure going over TikTok if I'll be able to see all the comments. Right? But is there any questions about anything we discussed here today? Big up, see it. Information is power, bro. Anybody on the Zoom have any questions? Anything? I know we went off on a little ramble before we finished the before I take any questions about the actual trading thing. Well, I understand what's going on, whether fundamentally, whether a little life lesson there, or would like to know more about trading. I could Khadijah. So what you could do, I believe there is a number on the screen that you could contact. You could contact that number, and somebody would reach out to you and explain to you, or you could click the link in bio on the TikTok page, and you will get access to the groups and stuff, and you will get more information about what we're doing here and how to get started. All right. So if you don't have any questions, we will take it here for the day. All right. So I appreciate everybody who come on. We have 560 people on the TikTok live. Well, they stay there again. I'm gonna get a video. Big up all this up. All right. So we have 561 people on the 562 on the TikTok live, which is a blessing. I appreciate you guys a lot. All right. Everybody who come from either the Yapcast private groups or from the Alpha Core public group. Right, I hope to see you on board. Hopefully, see some value on this side. But I want to probably get started or whatever. Reach out to admin, somebody will assist. Right. So thanks for being here, and we would see you there next day. I think tonight at our next class. Alright, so they could join, jump in the groups and stuff. Tonight at 1. I think tomorrow morning. So we have one day and night. I think Wednesday midday it has stocks and stuff to take a little more about long-term investing and whatever. Right, that guy named Trade Fluence, he's part of the Alpha Core team. Right, so thanks everybody for being here, and I will see you there on the next one. All right, TikTok people out.